Hi everyone, welcome to my channel TQ the Textile Tale. In this episode, I'll be covering a very basic topic of categorizing fabric into two major categories: woven and knitted and woven fabric, so that it is easy to decide for students or a common person what to use where and what not to use where, apart from just recognizing the fabric, which is what. So let's start this topic. Every fabric you see around can be made in only two ways. One is woven and another one is knitted. Here I would like to tell you that woven can be muslin, can be denim, it can be cotton fabric, it can be herringbone. I mean, any fabric which you hear is all woven fabric, whereas lace, tulle, jersey, in honeycomb, all these fabrics are, or somewhere we call it polo, all these fabrics are knitted fabric. Two major things. First, woven fabrics are good in strength, they are not stretchy, non-stretchy, and they are easy to sew. You can easily cut them and sew them into the patterns you want to. They are very strong. Whereas the knitted fabric, they are not easy to sew, not easy to sew, very stretchy, and that's how they are very much liked by people who want very comfortable garment like t-shirts and the pants, pajamas, these kind of things, especially underwears. These are all made in knitted wear. They are not very easy to sew, but because they are very stretchy, but they are also not very strong kind of fabric. So these are the two things which you have to understand, which fabric you choose for what. Now we know what are the good points of woven fabric and what are the bad points of knitted fabric. The basic of their making of a woven fabric, it is done by interlacing. This is the term which you have to really understand. Interlacing of two yarns. One is called warp and weft, whereas knitted fabric is majorly made of one yarn only. Only one yarn. Like in this, you see a warp coming in, and there are weft which is interlacing on it. So that's how this fabric is being made. Whereas in knitted fabric, there is only one thread which goes like this, and the same thread at the end goes from here, being interlooped by the same thread, and comes like this, and that's how it keeps on going and makes a new fabric. So interlacing, and here it is interlooping. See, why now I can tell you why the knitted fabric is less strong, because where one thread is only interlooped, if it breaks at one point, it starts opening like this. You see, you must have seen in your socks, in your t-shirts, that's one small hole gets bigger and bigger. Whereas in this, even if one thread is broken, it not going to affect the rest of the thread, and it is interlocked at that point of time only, and it will not reveal. Even if the cut parts, you have to really pull out the threads, that then also it is not coming off so easily. So that is the reason why the woven fabric is more strong than the knitted fabric. One more thing I would like to add in here, that in woven fabric, this is called weft, whereas in knitted fabric, these structures are called wells, whereas this weight is called course. Mostly what you see, your mom must be knitting sweaters at home. That is called weft knitting, and that is the most common way of doing the knitting. But there are other ways also possible where we can do the warp knitting, where this way it is woven from one to another, and some interlacing is done in between, and that is a very intricate kind of a design, and it is used only in very high quality fabric and not generally what you get in the market. Here I want to tell you how you differentiate a woven fabric from a knitted fabric. See, purposely I have taken some fabric where the structures you can see. Not normally you see these thick fabrics, but in this fabric, you look at this fabric, there are straight lines which are at 90 degrees of each other. This thread and this thread, you can see these two different threads interlacing each other to make a fabric. This is called woven fabric because two different kind of threads are being woven together to get a fabric. Whereas in knitted fabric, you see fine lines going in a loop. The structure you can see going like this. So this is a woven fabric. The another very easy thing is you can see this stretches, more or less it will stretch, whereas the woven fabric won't stretch at all. It will remain as it was. So these are two main criteria on which you can differentiate woven from the knitted fabric. Hope you enjoyed this episode of differentiating woven from knitted fabric. We will see you soon with another episode of Understanding Textile. Till then, bye bye. Take care.